Now, the good news, Coach, is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad be pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? Blue lady. Yes, Mike. You don't want this. Let's go.
The first down throw for Winston. And some room to roam now. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw, Winston. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Ready? Sonic! Blue lady! Watch the curl! Watch the curl!
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
25. Here we go, G. Here I come. Here I come.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play. Even
looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. There he goes left side, and he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody find someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
58 for Martin. 58 for Mike. Easy. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come.
From the 27, Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
50. Flag 25 behind. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Third and long for Winston. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On play action, it's Murray. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. Here the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready? Blue ready. Flip it, flip it, flip it. 58, boy, 58. Let's go.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. And he completes it to Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game.
And Winston lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. He got it stripped, but you can see the panic in his face from up here through the helmet. He was able to dive back on it.
A good bit of fortune for him because oftentimes on a strip sack, when that ball is wrenched out of your grasp, it can go in any different direction. It can go way away from you. In this case, it didn't matter. He was able to get on it.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
They're going to try for it on 4th. Winston stays out there.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Now Winston on 4th down. He's going to go for a big. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Play action. Now it's Murray. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here as that will take us to the end of the first quarter play. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. This one complete to Christian Kirk. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Green, triple team. White. Easy.
Jameis now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, he'll force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now Winston. He's got his man. This is Tate. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Now Winston. That is caught by Cohen. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Winston. He completes it to Tate. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Winston. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. Jameis now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now a run with Montgomery. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, does it bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Watch the whip.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete.
Winston's pass, incomplete on the throwaway.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. To throw, it's Murray. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Khalil Mack has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Murray going to throw. He goes underneath the Drake. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. It's complete to Drake. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards. But instead, offense out there. They're going nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time, and they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Here's Winston. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing, Winston, eluding the pressure right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. Going up top. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll throw again. Winston. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with it. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making it.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43 and to the 43. So down inside the 43-yard line, that's where they'll take over.
Ready, flag, what do that? Army, 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 Army.
reception. Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. But it's going to be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for...
And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 42. 20. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously cost one.
But they can't...
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up. By the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
These guys take over first and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Man, that's trash. That's trash. Check. Let's go. Hey, watch it. Wide, get wide.
On first down, Drake. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check out read. Switch. Check 26. Kill.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he hits Drake. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kenyon Drake with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Green, 58, come on.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. To throw again on second down. Murray, and this one caught by Max Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That goes for 14 yards, first down Cardinals. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. That ball complete to Isabella. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Now he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Winston now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Winston. He'll let this go for the end zone. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. Winston now. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Going to take over 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Let's go. Pittsburgh. Mike, 58, right there. Slam.
They'll run on 1st down. Drake. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing now is Murray. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. Here's Murray. And incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
Right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. And the catch made by Hopkins. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down. Well, they're going to try this. They need 5 full yards to hit the end zone here on 4th and goal. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead.
Bears 9. Zane Gonzalez to kick off for Arizona.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone for a touchback, so that will come out now to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Kill. 5-0. He's checking. Crash. Hot 7. 58, boys, 58. Let's go.
Now Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Trent Murphy in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Murray sets to throw on 4th. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
To throw is Winston. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. The Bears on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Put that team on the Bucks. 58, right?
And he's going to go down again. Hassan Reddick. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
On first down, it's Drake. An agile move, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Right back to Drake. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
That's it, baby. I'm here all day.
Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here. So it's a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? And now here is another interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. That's the story of the game. They They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
That is caught by Cohen. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw, Winston. And he completes it to Cohen. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. To the air again with Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Cards, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen.